What's up everybody and welcome. I got a pretty exciting video today. I'm going to show you how to install the Realism mod 3.0 for your map so you can make your own maps with this mod. Finally the mod is released. It took me long enough, but it's here. So you can install this for your map and you can make your own maps with this mod. I'm going to point out this is not a mod for players, so you need to be a map maker and you need to have access to the map file to be able to make a map with this mod. So just a little side notification here. I'm going to show you the mod real quickly and all of the features. Well, not all of them, but the most important features, so you know what you're actually installing to your map. If you would like to continue to the start of the tutorial, just check the description and I'll put the time in there so you can skip on to the actual tutorial part as well. So let me show you the mod real quickly. I'm going to load the Realism mod. Now the first small thing you notice, there's two slight changes in the main menu. There's a few instructions in here. You have to set a few keybinds, so just read through this if you're playing it for the first time. And you can also access the barracks in here. In here all of your statistics are being tracked, so you can check out how you're doing and what you have to do to get to the next prestige maybe. I'm prestige level 4 right now. My level's 50, so I'm max level. I decided to not continue prestiging. I just kept my character leveled. So I'm playing 46 hours on this prestige level already. I got this amount of kills, survived over 2,000 rounds and all of this stuff. My last match wasn't very exciting. I survived one round and I got 2 kills. So, yep. But as you can see, all of this stuff is being tracked for you and you can view it at all times. Now let me launch the map. So all of those statistics save between games and maps. So if you play another map that has the Realism mod, everything will still be there and you just continue where you left off. So first it's asking me if I want to prestige. I don't. It's loading. It shouldn't take more than a second, maybe 1.5. First thing you'll see is the game options menu. You can select a few difficulties in here. By default you have the easy, normal and hard difficulty. I unlocked an insane and a realism mode by prestiging. And the realism mode is basically without health regeneration and reviving, so you'll just have to see how far you can make it. It's a bit more like Doom or Half-Life or like the old school shooting games where there's just a few random health drops but no health regeneration. Then for the other game modes you can set all of these options as well, so you can turn Panzer Soldates on and off, Juggernauts you can turn them on and off if they're in the map, they're not in this map. Then the Nova Crawlers you can turn them off, you can turn them on, which makes them act a bit more like the Leapers, so they move a bit faster, they can teleport, they're a bit more aggressive, and they can also be Kino style, which makes them slower and just walking, they can't teleport. So those are a bit more friendly Novas, I guess, or you just turn them off. Then there's the special zombies as well, turning them on and off, the exploding zombie and the acid zombie. And we have the supply drops and the power-up drops. So you can select all of this stuff and set up the game the way you like it. After that you go to the class selection screen and you can pick one of these 5 classes. There's a medic, a tank, assault, breacher and demolitionist. So all of these classes have their own unique skill tree. So the perks unlock in a different order, they have different prices, and they also have a few perks specifically for a class. So the tank class has a rage perk, for example, and the medic class has a guardian angel perk. And all of these classes have their own unique abilities. So you can pick the one you like most and level up faster, because you can also gain additional XP for special kills. Like not special, but if you're an assault class and you get kills with SMGs or assault rifles, you'll earn more XP. So there's all of this small stuff that helps you play the game the way you like it. So in here you can also view all of your statistics again. If you accept this, you'll go to the weapon selection screen. You can pick a few weapons to start the game with. So I'm level 50, I unlocked all of them. You'll have to earn your way through here. So there's a few different ones for you to pick, and there's also one weapon that's specific to a class. So the demolitionist has a grenade launcher, for example. The medic has a sniper rifle. So everything is set up to be class specific. In here you can also go to your pistols and your SMGs and check out how many kills have I got with this weapon, what do I need to do to unlock the next attachment, and you can unlock everything and keep track of everything. Everything is being saved for you. So that's all in here. Also a few special challenges, so you can earn a few camos for your weapons. You can earn some ways to customize your character or customize your guard dog, and these are a bit more tougher challenges, and the rewards are a bit nicer as well. So that's all of that stuff. Let me start the game. The first thing you need to do if you play it for the first time is set up a few keybinds in here. Go to the player menu, cycle through the picked up supply drops, and for some perks there's a button you use to activate it, so you can set all of that stuff in here. If you go to the in-game menu, right now it's blocked out because I need a power turned on to access the menus. But after you did that, as you can see, you can buy attachments for your weapons, damage upgrades. If you unlock new grenade types, you can select which one you want to equip. And you can also buy your class enhancements, so the perks basically. All of that stuff is done through this menu. And I think that's about the most important stuff from the mod. To be honest, there's a lot of small features added to the mod, and obviously all of the stuff like the Panzer Soldat, the Juggernauts, the Crawlers, all of this is included in the mod. So all you have to do is install it once and you get the entire package. There we go. So Tomikaze and me basically created this mod. We didn't actually came up with the idea. It was a pretty old mod from back in the days, also called the Realism mod by Hawk Rampage. I'm pretty sure was his name, and it was an awesome mod, and we just wanted to make our own version of it, and this is what it ended up like. So we hope you like it, and we hope you make some awesome maps with it. I'm going to show you how to install it next. So let me quit out of here. And we are back on the desktop. So first thing I need to do is delete everything I have on my computer right now. So here's the new realism folder we just played with the greenhouse map. I'm going to delete it, get rid of it. It's gone. So I have to start from scratch right now, just like you guys. The first thing in the tutorial, make a new map like you normally would. Personally, I like to use the script placer 1.3. It's a really old one, but you end up with really stock scripts. There's no features or anything in there. So if you use another script placer, make sure to turn off most features so you end up with the most stock scripts as possible, because all of that stuff is being replaced anyway and it might end up giving troubles. So just make sure nothing weird is in there. So let me start off by creating a new map. I'm going to open my script placer and I'm going to call this Nazi Zombie 123. The rescripts, let's generate. Okay. So that's the first step done already. We created all of our mapped scripts. Now we're going to go to the files we downloaded for the Realism mod, and we are going to go to the folder. Let me pull this up here. So that should look something like this. First thing we need to do is go to the app data mods new realism folder, and we are going to simply copy this new realism folder. Then go to your app data mods folder, so the folder where all of the compiled mods are installed. I'm using the disk version for World at War. If you use the Steam version, I think it's a slightly different location, but you need to make sure you're in the folder where the compiled mods are. So for me, that's users, app data, local, Activision, Call of Duty, World at War mods. And in here, I'm going to simply paste the new Realism folder. So that's in place. There's two files in here, the modff and the new Realism IWD. That's fine. That's another step done. Now the next thing you need to do is decide what feature pack you want to install. So let me explain. The entire mod is pretty big, so if you install everything, the Panzer Soldier, Juggernauts, Nova Crawlers, Special Zombies and care packages and all of that stuff, you might, if you make a really big map and you want to be really creative, you might end up getting in trouble. So I gave an option so you can leave out a few features and you can leave more room for your map assets if you like. So we have a combined all that contains all of the features. Then we have one without Juggernauts, and we have one with the Panzer Soldier, the Juggernauts, and the supply drops. I can simply upload a few more of this if needed, so just let me know. But I think this will do at start. So pick one of these and go to that folder, and in there you need to rename one file called your map name patch. So we are going to do that, the downloaded files, and we're going to go to the feature packs folder. I'm going to install all features, so I'm going to pick the combined all, and I need to rename this your map name patch to my map name, which was Nazi Zombie 123 underscore patch. So just like that. I'm going to copy this file and go back to the app data local Activision Call of Duty World at War mods folder, to the new Realism folder we just pasted in here, and I'm going to paste this FF file in here as well, just like this. Then for the next step we have a few different options, so let me explain the one I prefer. If you go to the normal Call of Duty World at War mods folder, so just the root folder of the game, and then to your mods. If you just drop all of these feature packs in your normal map, there's no issue essentially, but if later on you decide to use another feature pack, you're going to have troubles because you need to overwrite scripts and you already made changes to them maybe, so it's going to get messy. Something you could do is just create a new folder in here and later on merge them, because we need to merge these folders. We need to merge them anyway, so if we merge a third one, that's not going to make it any harder. And that way, if you decide to install another feature pack at a later moment, you can simply switch out the FF file we just copied in here. You can select another feature pack and you're done. So you're more flexible down the road. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to create a new map in here, and I'm going to call it let me call it feature pack 123. So that refers to the Nazi Zombie 123. And I'm going to open it, and in here I'm going to copy all of the stuff that's in the root mods folder from the feature pack. So go in here, select all of these folders, go back to your root World at War mods feature pack 123 folder and paste all of this stuff in here. So basically we are creating two different mods and we're going to merge them with the Realism mod, so we end up with one big mod in the end. And we're a bit more flexible on how to change stuff in the end. You could have simply pasted all of this stuff together in one folder, but if you do, you make it harder on yourself down the road if you want to change stuff. So that's all I'm saying. Let me continue with the tutorial. So we did this step. The next thing we need to do is copy some stuff into our root folder. So go back to the downloaded files, all the way to the beginning, and over here number 2, the Call of Duty World at War root folder. Just open it, the map source, raw and zone source, select all of this stuff, copy it, go to the root folder of Call of Duty and simply paste all of this stuff in here. Do you want to merge maps? Yes, merge all, and just copy all of its stuff in here. It shouldn't ask you to overwrite anything. It's all custom stuff, so you should be good. I'm not going to do it. I already have everything in here, so it wouldn't make any sense. If you check these files, the map source, there's a realism tutorial map, so you should definitely check that out. Everything is set up in here, the spawners, prefabs, all of that stuff, so you can check out the KVPs and how to set everything up. In the prefabs folder, there's new traverses for the Nova crawlers, and there's also some prefabs for spawn locations and supply drop tables and things like that. So that's all in the map source folder. The zone source folder just has two CSVs. We're going to use them later on. And in raw, there's a few things you need to get the spawners working in Radiant for the Juggernauts and the Nova crawlers. So there's a few images, a few models, and nothing shocking in here. You can safely copy it into your root. This is to overwrite the impact effects. So all of this stuff should be good to go, and you shouldn't have to overwrite anything. Okay, that's the next step. And we're done here. Now, the last thing we need to do is copy in the realism scripts. So go back to the downloaded files again. The root mods map name realism 3.0 scripts. Open this, copy all of this stuff. Go to your World at War root mods folder, and this time go to the map we just created, Nazi Zombie 123, and just paste all of that stuff in here. Merge it, yes, merge all. Copy and replace all of it, and that's good to go. And for the next step, we need to open launcher and do some stuff in there. So launcher, where do I have it? Just a second. Here we go. Okay, so go to the mod builder tab, and over here select the new map we just created. Go to the fast file mod CSV box and select all of the text in here, Ctrl A, and cut everything, Ctrl X, so it's an empty box. Next thing we need to do is go to the root zone source and look for your map name CSV and open that one. So we're going to go to our Call of Duty root folder, zone source, and look for Nazi Zombie 123. This CSV file, just copy all of the stuff at the top we just pasted, just like this. And now we need to change the second line. Now it says include zombie mode, and we need to change it into include zombie mode realism. So select this, go back to the CSV, include zombie mode, change it, include zombie mode realism. The next step, still in the same file, we are going to look for this DLC 3 stuff. Leave this. We're not going to leave it. We're going to replace it with this DLC 3 stuff and these two lines. Copy them. Over here, line 22. Leave this. Nope. Bye-bye. And all of our stuff is in here. So save and close this down. And we have another step done. Now go back to the mods folder in here, Call of Duty World at War mods, your newly created map. Select the weapons folder and just get rid of it, delete it. We don't need the weapons in here, so they are gone. And that's another step done. Now for some script placers, they might put your map name GSC already in the maps folder, some of them don't. And you also need to get your map name CSC, so the client script. So if they are already in the folders in here, you don't need to get them from raw. I'm going to copy them from raw because they're not in here already. So raw maps and look for your map name GSC. So that's NetZzombie123.gsc. Copy this one and go back to your map name, mods map name folder, open the maps and paste it in here. Now, if you want to run the example map in developer mode, you need to make two quick changes in here. So the DLC 3 intro string, just change it into a normal string. oops. And for the zones all the way down, just just comment out these two lines. There's only a start zone in here, so we don't need this stuff. If you don't do this and you run the map in developer, it will throw an error which will prevent you from leaving the main menu at the beginning, so you'll get stuck. So just a little side note in here, save and close that down. Now we need to get our client script map name GSC, so go back to your raw again, this one, raw client scripts, look for your map name CSC, I'm sorry, copy this one and go to your mods map name folder, client scripts, and paste it in here. Open this one as well, and you want to comment out the DLC3 teleporter main and also the zombie mode Tesla in it. These two lines, you need to get rid of these. Then save and close this down. And the last thing we need to do script-wise is open the new Realism GSC, and we need to tell what feature packs we installed, so we end up with the correct game mode options at the start of the game. So we are going to open our mods map name maps folder. In here are all the new Realism scripts now. So open new Realism GSC, and right at the top here you see 5 lines. Depends on that, Juggernauts, Nova Crawlers, Special AI, so exploding and acid zombies, and supply drops, the care packages. I installed all of the features as you just saw, so I can keep them all to true. For example, if you don't include the Juggernauts, simply set this to false. And the option will be blocked out in the menu and everything should be good to go. So that's all of this stuff. And that's also all the scripting you need to do to get the map to work. So let's continue with the Radiant part. Now I'm just going to open the example map and I'm going to save it over my map and I'm going to use that. All of the stuff in the example map is explained down here. So what do you need in your map and what KVPs you need for the spawners, for example. So quad spawners, jug spawners, the quad reverses, all of this stuff is explained in here and it's also in the example map. So I'm not going to run through every step in here. You should be able to figure this out with the example and with the text tutorial in here. So let me open Radiant. I'm going to open the new Realism tutorial map, so that's in the files you also downloaded in your map source folder. Open it and you see this map pop up. So over here we have the spawn location, prefab for example, you have the dog spawners, you have the juggernaut spawners, nova crawlers and special boss spawner. We have supply drop tables over here. We have the wall weapons over here. We have supply drop positions over here. End game positions. Nova crawler wall walk traverses. Some Nova spawners in here as well. There is revive POIs. There's max spawn points. So all of this stuff you need to get a map working with realism is in this map, and you can check out how it should work. And also it's supported by all of this text over here. So you should be able to handle it. So I'm going to save this as the new map I just created, Nazi Zombie 123. Replace it. Yep, I do. Close it down. And right now we should be able to compile everything. Let me double check quickly. We should be good to go. So go to the compile level tab over here. Select your map name and compile it like you normally would. So the BSP, lights, the paths, reflections, fast files, mod specific. Select the correct mod in here and simply compile it. Let me quickly run task manager and close some shit down. That's always causing trouble. Okay, think we should be good. Compile this. Shouldn't take too long, so bear with me for a sec. Let me have a sip of my drink. compiling on another monitor, but it's nearly there. A success. Excuse me. So we should be good to go over here. That's done. Now, for the patch file, you don't want to compile this, and if you do and you'll override it, you'll mess everything up. So just skip the patch step. You don't need it. All of this stuff is included in the Realism FFs as well. So leave out compiling your patch. Just compile your map. Next, go to the Mod Builder tab. As you'll notice, there's nothing for the mod CSV right now, so we don't need to compile it at this moment. I'll get back to that later in the video. Just compile your IWD and make sure you select everything on the side here. I thought I deleted all of this. I deleted them from the wrong folder, probably. What the deuce? Oh, they're gone. I just didn't update it. So select all of this stuff. Did I just... I selected the wrong mod in here. Okay, so I'm screwing up. So make sure you select your own map name in here, compile the IWD and select all of the stuff on the side here. Don't be a screw up like me. Yep, everything is selected, build mod. So that's done as well. And remember, we put the files for the feature pack in another mod folder as well. So we need to compile those. So look for the one I just selected, but I didn't need it. So in here also build the IWD file and make sure you select all of these. Just like this. And build this mod as well. And that's done. So we have 3 different mods right now, and we need to make sure they end up in the new Realism folder. You could do this by hand, why not? But it's going to be annoying and take a lot of time, and you can also download a really handy program for it. So I suggest you download the Call of Duty Project Mover from UGX, and I'm going to show you how to set it up. And after you set it up once, you click the button, and within half a second all of your files are copied into the correct folder and renamed as well if you like. So it's just going to save you a ton of time using this little program. So if you go to the UGX site, so this is the old one. I'm not sure if it's on the front page of the beta forum, so just let me show it in here. The Project Mover 1.0, just download this little program over here, and that's going to make your life a whole lot easier. Let me open that up and show you how to set it up. The Call of Duty Project Mover. So the first thing you need to do at the top here is select the mod folder where you want to put everything together. So for us, that's the new Realism folder. So that refers to the Call of Duty App Data Local Activision Call of Duty World at War Mods Realism folder we created at the start of the video. Select that one in the drop down list, and then we're going to add files we want to copy in here. So go to add files and navigate through to that folder. So for me that's users, username, app data, local, Activision, Call of Duty World at War, mods, and here we are. First thing we need to do is our map name. Open it, and we want to copy our map name FF. So open the fast file. If we select it in here, enable copying it. At least I like to do that. You could rename it. We don't need to in this case, so just leave it like this and add another file. We're going to add the 123 IWD as well. Open it. Again, I'm going to set it to copy and leave the name. That's fine. We need to add another file, so go back and go to the mods, and we need to add the file for the feature pack as well. So open our feature pack 123, select this one, and make sure, but I'm going to copy it. What you do want to make sure is you rename it. Personally, I just rename it to ZZZIWD. The way Call of Duty loads stuff, if it's later in the alphabet, it's going to override stuff that's previously loaded, and this is going to override a few scripts that are already in the IWD from your map name. So make sure its name is later in the alphabet. So be safe and just make it ZZZ, and you should be good to go. So these are the three files we want to copy. I'm going to save this stuff so I don't need to set it up next time. Let me just save it on my desktop, test, whatever. So if I click the little move file button over here, you can see it didn't took even half a second. It's so fast, and there's no errors. Files moved 3, so it's already done. If I check in here in my app data local Activision Call of Duty World at War mods Realism folder, you can see now there's the ZZZ IWD, there's the map name FF IWD, and all of the files are in here now. So it's the easy way to go. I do need to point out every time you recompile something, so if you recompile something in your feature pack, or if you recompile your map name FF, or if you recompile something in your mod over here, you need to move the files. So just keep this program active in the background, compile, click move files, and you're done. So it's not hard, set it up once, it doesn't take any time, but it makes your life a whole lot easier. If you don't do this, you need to go into the mods folder and copy the file by hand, rename it, all of that shit, so it's not worth it. So that's basically all you need to do to get a map working with realism. Now let me run the map and see if everything is working. Let me switch over here. Load the mod. Now you don't need to load the map you created, Nazi Zombie 123, because it's not going to load, it's just going to throw errors. You want to load the Realism mod, reload that one. So as you can see now we're loading the default menu. That's fine, I'm going to show you how to change it in a bit. Let me check if the map is working at first. So dev map Nazi Zombie 123. So right now you do need to use your map name to load the map. So load it and it should work, I hope. Yep, here we are. Prestige 4. No, thank you. I don't want to prestige. Loading everything, and it looks like it's working. Go for normal. I'll take the assault, whatever. And here we are. We have a map working with the Realism mod, and I think it took us about 30 minutes, maybe less. So it's not that hard to get it working. As you can see, it's an entirely different map as I loaded at the start of the video, so I just created this with you. There's nothing else you need to do. This is all there's to it. Let me show you. If I activate the power, I can access my menus now, and I can buy attachments. So I unlocked everything for my RK5. I can make it full auto with fast mech and a laser sight, and just wreck zombies with it. So that's working already. Let's quit out of here. Now let me show you how to set up a main menu, for example, and how to use your other fast files. So if you'd like to use your mod FF from your map maybe, or if you want to install other stuff, you can still do that, but you need to make sure your project mover includes the file. That's basically all you need to do. So for the T4M mod, you can also load a new fast file called mod_ex.ff. And because that's later in the alphabet, it's going to override everything that's in your mod FF already. And we're going to use that to change the main menu, for example. So in the files you downloaded, I also included the menus. So if you go to your raw, let me show you, where were we? First release over here in the root folder raw UI. So these 5 scripts are included: the HUD menu, main menu, objective info menu, options new PC menu, and Xbox Live lobby menu. These have the new realism stuff changed in there, so you can access statistics and stuff like that from your main menu, for example. So if you want to change or add a menu, make sure you use these ones. These are included in the download. Just go to your raw UI and I'm going to open the main new mod. First thing, let me change the start button. So over here it says line 1057. So let me go there. Nearly there. 1059, but that's good. So I want to open Nazi Zombie 123 with this button. Save it and close this. Now you don't need to copy this to your mod folder. So for example, if you want to make 2 new versions of it, you can simply copy it in here. Just rename it, name it new mod 123. So you can have different versions, that doesn't matter. And if you just load this in your mod FF, so go to your launcher, for your map name, you want to build your mod FF file, and in here you just set menu file UI and then the file name. So it's going to load this file name, and in here the files have the menus have the same name as your main menu already has, so it's going to override no matter what the name of the file is. So you can simply load it like this. Now build everything in here, and you need to make sure your project mover moves the newly created mod FF as well. So go to your add files and go back to the app data folder. So that was users, username, app data, local, Activision, Call of Duty World at War mods, your map name. Nope. And right now we also have a compiled FF in here. So the fast file only has our main menu. It's 17 KB, so that should be quite correct, I guess. So we want to select this as well. Select it in the list over here. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to rename it to mod_ex.ff, just like this. Make sure you save this. Yep, replace it. Move files. No errors, files moved 4. So let me double check in here. And right now we have mod_ex and all of the stuff we already had. In here is our new menu file, so let me load Call of Duty again. Load the Realism mod. And now we have the options for the barracks and the instructions in here. So our new menu file is loaded and it's working. So as you can see, 46 hours played, just as the start of the video. Everything is still here, although I even deleted the map, so everything transfers and stays saved as long as your profile is the same. So quit out of here. So that's how you use new, or not new, but other fast files, and how you set up your Call of Duty project mover to make your life easier. So that is in the number 2 file, adding the main menu using mod_ex fast file. We also did this. There's a little important note here. When you add weapons, you need to make sure you open the new Realism GSC in your mod folder. Go to this function in there and add your new weapon name. You can add weapons, that's no problem, but the statistics won't be traced, so you need to keep that in mind. If you don't add them to this function over here, things are going to end up getting pretty messy probably, because it's not recognizing the gun it's going to try and save statistics for, so probably something else is going to mess up. So make sure you set this if you add new weapons. So that's simply going to your maps folder, open the new Realism GSC, and then look for this function. There's a few weapons in here already, so you simply copy a line and change the weapon name. So my new weapon, save and close, and that's it. That's all of the special stuff you need to do to add weapons to the mod. Everything else is just the same as adding a weapon to a normal map. So that's the little important note in here. The last thing, I also added a small script reference kind of thingy that shows a few functions that's specifically created for the mod. So if you want to work with attachments and their extensions, if you want to work with XP and leveling up, so there's a few functions explained in here, as well as a list of all of the attachments extension I used for the weapon files and all of the available attachments for the weapons, and a few functions for just making your life easier as well. So a new function for doing damage, a new is facing function, just some stuff I found handy during working with this mod, and especially if you want to use the weapons and attachments, you need a few of these functions to be able to work with them. So if you want to get deeper into the mod, make sure you check out this file. It has a little bit of extra information for you. Okay, I think we got everything covered, and I think that's going to be it for this video. So as I mentioned before, Tomikaze and I created this mod, and we had a ton of fun creating it, and we still have a lot of fun playing maps with this. So we hope you keep this mod alive and you make more awesome maps with this mod. We really like to see all of the maps you create, so please send them over to us, post them on UGX, post them on ZonMods, and just make everybody aware that you made a map with this, because we'd love to see them. Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.